Today's episode comes to you straight from the Foundation Insurance Services podcast studio, your home for elevating voices, inspiring leaders, and building the community one conversation at a time. If you're enjoying the journey, we'd love for you to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps these stories reach even higher.
Every time I have a moment of, golly, it's so hard, I'm so tired, very quickly after that is, bitch, please, like, look at everything you've gotten through, just keep going.
Right.
It's not all that serious, and what a blessing it is to suffer.
Hey there, welcome back to Above and Beyond, where excellence meets elevation. I'm your host, Jan Simon, and this season we're raising the bar, diving into the passion, purpose, and defining moments of leaders who don't just aim high, they live there. Big ideas, real stories. Let's get into it. All right, today's guest is someone who doesn't just build brands, she builds people and the communities around them. Kate Mayeski is a community builder, personal brand strategist, and the powerhouse founder behind Maverick May Solutions. Based right here in Mesa, Arizona, she helps high-trust leaders and experts cut through the noise, clarify their message, and turn their strategies and stories into real momentum without burning themselves into the ground. I hear that. Mm-hmm. Kate has this rare blend of storytelling, structure, and soul. She's the person mission-aligned leaders call when they're ready to step into their next level, strengthen their impact, and amplify their voice they already have inside them. From entrepreneurs to change makers across the state, she brings clarity, confidence, and community to everyone she touches. Get ready, because today she's taking us behind the curtain to show how powerful your story can be when you finally decide to own it. Kate Mayeski. I actually have that. Oh, wait. All righty. Well, boy, since I just butchered that introduction, welcome to the show.
Hi, buddy.
How are you?
Glorious. You gave me a cocktail.
I did.
You sang my praises. You gave me flowers.
Said nice things. Yeah.
I couldn't be having a better time.
Flowers. So, Kate.
Yes, sir.
We've known each other for a very little amount of time.
Tiny amount of time.
However, we've had a couple conversations.
Glorious conversations.
Yes, I came on your podcast.
Cheers. One of the best.
Yeah. Aside from mine, it probably is the best out there.
I wasn't going to say it, so I'm glad that you did.
Go ahead.
No, I forgot you were interviewing me. I'll be quiet.
Oh, that's okay. You can ask me questions. Tell me
Just.
what the name of the podcast is.
Well, fun fact.
It changed.
Well, kind of, sort of. I've got a couple.
Did I tank it?
No.
Okay.
I can't do one thing. I think one of the worst pieces of advice that I personally ever got was to pick a niche down, which is just not the vibe.
Yeah.
So I started doing all of these different themes and realized, these are different series. So It's all under my name, Kate Mayeski on YouTube.
Okay.
And I'm leaning more into the video element. So Spotify's out there, but it's not my main focus. YouTube
Gotcha.
is. But I've got one called Between Us with a mutual friend, David Scott.
Oh, I know David. Know him well.
So we've got some guests that we bring on. We talk about masculinity, femininity, and frankly, the what's going on between us, both in the workplace, in life, and how we all have more things in common than less.
Yeah.
So that's been super fun.
Definitely.
Then I focus on small businesses, entrepreneurs, nonprofits. So I thought, I'm going to see how this goes the next couple months, but it all lives under my YouTube channel, Kate
Nice.
Mayeski. Yeah.
Kate Mayeski. We'll make sure that we link the YouTube channel on our channel. So you're a little bit more video focused. We're getting there.
Thriving.
We're struggling to get there.
It's a lot.
I have a better audio voice than a visual voice. So,
I mean, we've talked about your skincare regimen, both on my podcast as well as at the top of this conversation, and I think you're doing just fine.
It's the Dutch blood.
God, rude.
So, yeah. Well, anyways, welcome.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. Outside of that, what do you do?
So I've got my own consulting company.
Okay.
It's called Maverick May Solutions.
Okay.
Because I needed an LLC, and Maverick
Why not?
ass. Yeah, why not? But May also is a nod to my last name, Mayeski. But once upon a time, I opened a business about a year and a half ago now because I wanted to serve small business owners.
Okay.
Who, I don't know if you know this, but sometimes they struggle with things like
You think?
systems, processes, tech.
Getting up in the morning.
You know, like wearing all the hats. And frankly, I'd been working in W-2 land for so long, watching the same issues over and over again, and just realized after my final stint of W-2 land, I could serve more people. I went out on my own. But here's the thing about small business owners. They don't always know exactly what they need, and they don't always want help.
Or they want help, but they don't want to pay for it.
Correct. Ding, ding, ding. These are true things. But what I did find was, so I'm like navigating this new business land. I'm serving a few people in the way that I intended, systems, processes, tech. But then I broke into podcast land. And then I was kind of scratching this creative itch over here doing blogs and a little this, a little that. And all of a sudden I was getting paid more for the creative thing than the boring systems and tech thing.
Yeah.
And so that's why everyone's kind of seen a shift lately on my social media of why is Kate writing a blog? Why is she going to this conference? What's she doing in economic development land? So yeah, I've been focused more on the marketing element.
Gotcha.
But more just storytelling.
Storytelling.
People kind of struggle with that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that resonates with you. Do you struggle telling your own story?
Absolutely. You know, it's interesting because on the podcast, we have conversations and things come out and people will start talking about their story, which then reminds me of my story. But I don't really feel like I'm not anything special, right? I wake up, put my shoes on. I have been informed not the same way everybody else does because I do one sock, one shoe, and I've been told you're supposed to do one sock, the other sock, one shoe, the other shoe. And I don't do it that way. I don't know why. But anyway, so...
See, immediately this is where my brain goes when I hear that. I'm like, this little Dutch boy, he needs to go write himself a storybook for kids all about tying shoes. Like, what a fantastic story that would be.
Yeah. So, anyway, so I'm just not good. I'm not a good self-promoter, right? So I think that's where I struggle as a business owner. It's like, yeah, I love the entrepreneurial aspect of things. I am definitely a self-starter, get up and get going in the morning. But yeah, when you start talking about knowing what to do.
Do you ever feel like, holy crap, I'm working so hard, harder than anyone else, and I'm just not getting the return on investment?
Absolutely.
And so then, I don't know if you do this, but listen to all the podcasts, go to all the webinars, pay for this, pay for that. And you're like, how many systems do I need to implement? What kind of new software am I not trying? And at the end of the day, it's like, wait a minute. Who are you? What product or service are you selling? And why the hell should I give you my money?
Exactly.
Like, let's simplify it and get back to basics.
Yeah.
And I think part of why that element of my business and my talents are popping off right now is because let's be clear, I love AI. It's been around for decades, but it's super accessible right now. Anyone can dive into it, but it has been around forever. AI is great. I use it every single day. But I think especially post-pandemic, even before, frankly, people just kind of struggle with being human, connecting with people.
Yeah.
And so I think, we were talking before we pressed record about just being our authentic self and what a blessing it's been for me, especially the past 6-8 months where people are like, oh, this is who you are? Take my money. Like it's kind of lining up in a really strange, beautiful way.
That's awesome.
Goodness.
Yeah. Yeah. Takes the sales aspect out of things. Well, let's rewind. Let's go back.
Yes, sir.
Way back to the beginning. When you think back to your childhood, what moment shaped you to who you are now?
So I grew up in Baltimore, Maryland.
Oh, I'm sorry. Inside the Beltway?
Are we fighting? Is that what's about to
Not
happen?
yet.
No, that's a fair reaction. So I grew up knowing all of my neighbors.
Okay.
I grew up knowing the local businesses, the local shops. Like, of course, we had Kmart back then, not Wally World.
Kmart Blue Light Specials.
Loved a Kmart moment. But a moment that I have a poor memory, I should preface, and there are reasons for that we might get into later, but I have a very poor memory. So when I think of memories from back then, like they are vivid because I don't have that many. But there's this Italian deli called Masalone's in Baltimore.
Okay.
And it always seemed to me, as I can recall, that no matter how much money my family did or didn't have, we always had enough money to go to the Italian deli.
Oh, very cool.
And it's still there today.
Nice.
It's evolved a little bit because now they have like, I think a little side shop where you can sit down, have a bottle of wine and do the thing, where back in the day it was like come up to the counter, like order your shit and get on your way.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's the best. But I couldn't pronounce the word mozzarella when I was little. Okay. So I always called it squishy cheese.
That's awesome.
And so it was like a field trip. Anytime we would go into this deli, like no sooner had the double doors closed behind us, I was up at the counter, and whoever was working the deli counter, Mr. Masalone or whoever, like had a fresh cut slice of squishy cheese, mozzarella. Awesome. And that moment always comes to mind because I think that's when I kind of first fell in love with the idea of being a business owner, being an entrepreneur, like someone who could be that obsessed about making incredible cheese. What? That's insane.
Yeah.
I've never had that. I don't know if you've had that, but like my boyfriend, he's a mechanic. He's been obsessed with cars since he was a kid. I've never had that one thing.
Yeah.
But the idea that people in this world become so fixated and want to make the best thing or be the best dentist or whatever it is, I don't know. That's a moment that's definitely shaped me in ways that I never realized until I went on this journey.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I think about that. I'm the same. Like, I still don't know what I want to do when I grow up.
Thank goodness.
And I've been doing insurance for 30 years, and I've now had this podcast. But it's that whole thing where it's like, you know, life comes and you kind of do what you do, and you do what you do, and you do what you do. And I try to impress upon the youngsters out there that find what you love. I mean, and people say it's so cliche, right? Yeah. Find what you love, figure out a way to monetize it, and make that your living, right? The problem that I run into, because I do woodworking, and people are like, oh, you need to make that your, you know, this. I made this table, by the way.
Are you Nick Offerman?
Oh, yeah, right? No.
Jiminy Christmas.
Yeah.
You did not mention woodworking on my podcast.
Yeah, I made this table.
Okay.
So anyways, but, and I made this flag, all of you out there. But people have said, oh, you should do that and sell it. The problem is, as soon as I make it about money, number one, it's really hard to price something that you've made yourself. But number two, once it becomes a job, it's a pass. Anyways, so the deli in Baltimore, Maryland.
Yeah.
Who do you think? So you grew up in Baltimore, Maryland. Let's talk about that for a second, because I'm fascinated. Because all I think about in Baltimore is like
crime and crab cakes. You'd be correct.
Yeah, I mean, crazy. So what was your childhood like? I mean, other than going to the Italian deli, and having mozzarella, what'd you do?
God, I was a terrible kid. I apologize to my parents constantly. So I'm actually adopted. My parents adopted me when I was about 2 weeks old.
Oh, wow.
So they're all I've ever known, but also I've always known I was adopted. Their biological son, my brother, John, he's a few years older than me. He's on the spectrum. He's Asperger's. And growing up, I think for a lot of different reasons, a combination of them needing to put a lot of focus into him, understandably so, and also just Baltimore being Baltimore, I grew up really fast, really quick. And I wanted for nothing, right? Like I don't have any crazy, I mean, there's stories, but I don't have any, like, I never wanted for anything. I was always taken care of, but I definitely had a very long leash. And I probably found myself and put myself in situations that I probably shouldn't have been in. My parents and I, my mom and I in particular, we always laugh and joke, like, thank goodness she decided to finish her career at Baltimore County Public Library and get a job at Scottsdale Civic Center. What a pivot, because I was 15 going on 16, and the running joke is like, man, it's a good thing she didn't end up like barefoot pregnant at 15 or in jail or dead. Like, wow, that's kind of the route that I was headed on. And, you know, it's not an exaggeration. I was just making really dumb choices.
Yeah.
But there's a part of me, like, I absolutely don't regret it. You know, I think having that kind of childhood, it prepares you for anything and things that you just don't know that are coming. So it gave me a really lovely perspective on what I can handle and what I can put up with. And I don't know, made me into a tough cookie.
Interesting. Interesting. So did I understand correctly, you moved out of Baltimore when you were 16?
Correct. So Mom worked for Baltimore County Public Library System for, don't quote me on this, Mom, sorry. I think, I want to say like a couple decades, maybe.
Oh, wow.
She'd been there a long time.
Okay.
And my dad, he's more like me. He popped around a lot of different industries and a lot of different jobs in the best way. He was just exploring life and providing for the fam. But he was more stay-at-home dad. And at one time, I remember he was going to paralegal school at night, just all over the map. But anyway, yeah, Mom decided to apply for a job in Scottsdale. Her and Dad came out here, decided that they liked it, told us, me and my brother, like a Friday night that we were moving to Arizona, and I lost my shit.
I can imagine. I mean, you're at that prime teen age where you think you know everything.
Oh, and I had
then
just
you have all
fallen
the
in
friends.
I had just fallen in love for the first time.
No.
What was
the flavor of bubblegum he gave you?
I don't know the flavor of bubblegum, but I do remember staying on the phone and listening to the Good Charlotte CD front to back and like just reading the booklet of lyrics and also writing lyrics on my wall in Sharpie.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was a phase. It was a real phase.
Wow.
Emo is, I think, what some might call it.
Oh, were you?
I never dyed my hair, but I did some dumb thing.
But you tried the black on
Sharpie.
black on black. So did you play sports, or were you in band, or did you sing, or did you try to act, or any of those things?
All over the map. Prior to moving to Arizona, I think I tried. Yeah, I mean, I had undiagnosed ADHD until I was 32. And again, my parents, like, so much has changed, right? My family and anyone else that was coming up during that time, you didn't really have the language of emotional intelligence, and there was no science or studies really on ADHD in women versus boys.
Yeah.
There's really still not. So all of that to say, like, I tried gymnastics, I tried soccer, I tried all these things, which I think you're supposed to do at that age, but I think it was a little bit frustrating for my family, like me not really locking in and sticking with anything. And I was just taste testing life, but I was never going to be a gymnast. Goodness gracious. Got into music. I have a pretty good ear for music. So I taught myself a little piano. I taught myself a little guitar. Once we got to Arizona, I mean, high school was kind of a blur. I absolutely hated high school. I barely got through it.
Were you a sophomore when you moved out, or junior?
We moved here the summer before my sophomore year.
Okay.
The house we moved into was a rental. The air conditioning went out, I think, in like the first month. And I just remember having like wet towels and a fan.
Brutal.
It was so fucking terrible. It was so bad. And yeah, complete culture shock. Like Baltimore, if you can believe it, most of my neighbors didn't look like me. Like I had neighbors that were from all around the world, which so grateful for such a diverse experience. And then coming to Arizona, like Scottsdale in particular, I did not talk like everyone else. And it was pretty fucking obvious.
Yeah.
So it took me a minute to find my sea legs.
Gotcha.
In Arizona of all places. But I tried softball. I have quite the arm on me. But no, what's the word? I don't even know it. Like, I'm great at blunt force stuff. Finesse is
like
lacking.
Running into a wall?
Yeah, finesse is lacking. If you need me to flip a tire, buddy, no. Do you want me to lift a car right now? Could probably do it. If you want me to like throw a dart and hit a bullseye, it's never gonna happen. Never gonna happen. So sports eluded me.
Anybody standing nearby.
Oh, I am good at throwing axes though. I think that's probably because it's a mix of the blunt force and a target. Or
you're thinking about somebody that you don't like, and you go
I'll
after
never
it.
tell. Snitches get stitches.
That's funny. Oh, shoot.
So yeah, and then oddly enough, so I'd signed up for ASU after I graduated high school.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Did they let you in? I've heard they let everybody in. So if you say no, I would be.
I had no business going to a 4-year college. What on earth was I going to do? I don't know. But thankfully I pulled out of that. And then I just started working like every job and industry that I could. I did enroll in community college, which was, the best thing I ever did. I ended up in choir.
Okay.
And then I ended up studying music. opera in particular.
Wow.
So I can sing in a variety of languages. Can't speak any of them.
You want to know a little known fact?
Tell me.
My second major in college was actually operatic music.
Why have you been holding out on me? You're such...
And I went for business. Took an accounting class. I'm like, hell no.
Shoot.
And I was pretty good at music, so I thought, well, I'll just go do music. And I had one of the professors was my voice coach, and he was all about opera. I think I was a baritone, but he thought I could sing tenor. And so I learned some pretty impressive Italian opera.
Yeah? Got some arias in your back pocket?
Yeah. I don't know that I could still pull it off, but yeah, anyway, so sorry.
No, more importantly, when are you and David and I going to start a band? Because
Oh, right. Well, that would be pretty classic. Oh, yeah.
I love it. Yeah. So studied opera. Took me 4 years to get a 2-year degree because I, of course, wanted to study everything and worked 2 to 3 jobs at any given time. Got through that. Notice that they got through that. Like, school and I are not besties.
Yeah.
But got through that, and then I've worked in so many wildly different industries under the sun.
Yeah.
Went back to school later during the pandemic, like a decade later, just to get a couple more degrees so I could ask for more money. And yeah, that's school. I love to learn, though. Like, thank goodness that podcasts and YouTube exist now.
Yeah.
Because I can't stop. I think you're the same way, because I don't believe that either of us would have started a podcast if we weren't perpetually curious.
Oh, yeah.
And I consume an unbelievable amount of content. I don't remember all of it, but I love it. And gosh, I think like if podcasts were readily available in high school, and there was all of those different, ways to be able to consume information and learn, I feel like I'd be president by now. Just saying.
Hey, you still could be.
Nobody wants me there.
Well, nobody wants a real person there, that's for sure. Yeah. And it's funny because I listen to such a diverse array of podcast stuff. And it's weird, the things that will catch my attention and hold it for a while, and then I'm on to something else. So please forgive me, anybody. I've listened to your podcast multiple times and then I disappear.
Yeah.
Not that you know it's me, but it is me. Who do you think believed in you before you believed in yourself?
Oh, he's since passed, but his name's Stephen Crawford, and he was my vocal coach in school. He was my mentor. He was everything. He was the man that taught me to be the leading lady of my own life. And he had so many students. If you make me cry, I'm going to be so fucking pissed at you. It's unfucking believable.
Fall it.
And he passed away around this time last year.
Oh, really? Oh, so it's fresh.
Okay, we're going to do a cheers to Stephen Crawford.
Salud.
So I think I was like probably 19 years old when I met him. And he was also from Baltimore, oddly enough.
Oh, wow.
My life, like the people that come in and out of my life that we have these connections is so odd. But he was just someone that before live authentically was a thing.
Yeah.
He was doing it.
Oh, that's awesome.
I love you, Stephen, so don't take offense. But big, fat, loud gay guy, studied opera, like wore drag. He couldn't be fucked with. Like, he was just on this pillar for all of us. And he taught, like, toddlers, and he taught 80-year-old. Like,
wow.
He just knew what people needed before they even knew it themselves. And he got me through some of the toughest times of my life. And, my parents believe in me. My friends believe in me. My boyfriend believes in me. But no one believed in me like him.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I could actually... I think because he did it in a way that was like, you're talented and I can see you're talented, but if you don't want to believe it, that's your choice. But just so you know, like, I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. It's black and white. He was just so logical about it that it made the emotions around, like, getting on stage and singing in front of people. And I never wanted to be like the person in the spotlight in the opera. I just wanted to be around the world.
Yeah.
but he always believed I could do more. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
He was the best.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry for your loss, but that's awesome that he was in your life when he was. So,
Yeah.
and had that.
His best.
Was there a time in your life, and we could go way back, anytime recent, maybe yesterday, that you realized that you were wired a little bit differently?
That's the most polite way anyone's ever asked that question. Have you ever thought, like, maybe you should be checked into an institution?
That's not what I mean. I'm not asking that. You agreed to come on my podcast. I can ask you anything.
Sorry, the question was there a time, recent or otherwise, where I realized I'm wired a little bit differently?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, there's a moment every single day. Man, I don't think that there's any one particular moment. Actually, there is one that just came to mind. High school. Again, I have a poor memory, so if something pops up, like, I gotta dive into it.
Yeah.
There's something there, but I don't remember his name. Saguaro High School. I graduated in 2008.
Okay.
Senior year. I was always that student, like, I could have been successful in the AP classes, but I did not have the attention span or the care. Like, I just didn't have it. So I ended up in AP chemistry. And then very quickly it was like, you are not going to make it through this. But they let me stay in the class, I think. And then if I did the AP stuff, I got extra credit. But I remember, like, he was teaching the AP part of it, this chemistry teacher. He was a lovely, lovely teacher. But I just couldn't fucking be bothered. Like, I was sitting on top of the desk. Like, it was kind of like this desk in the front of the class, and I had headphones on. And I was just, like, thumbing through stuff and just kind of in my own little world at, like,
during class.
17, 18 years old. And he just kind of let me be. But I did that, and I was doing the AP coursework, and I was the only person in the class that actually passed that particular assignment, which was the strangest thing. And it's just something that comes to mind of, like, man, if you give yourself grace, and if society in the world gives you a little space to be a little different, then magical things can happen. Because if he had, like, said, Kate, get off the desk, or some other reaction, then I probably wouldn't have had, like, the mental freedom to actually do the chemistry assignment and be rewarded with him saying a week later, hey, by the way, you're the only one who did this, right? Just so you know. Yeah. And then sometimes, you say weird things on the daily on podcasts and go, yeah, you're wired differently. So it happens all the time. All the time.
Well, okay, follow-up question.
Jeez.
I was going to say something, but follow-up question. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like in understanding that, right, that you had to put up any walls or shelter yourself to be able to deal with who you are, to be outwardly facing somebody different than you were inside? Yeah.
And that's something I think still coming to peace with. I don't have any regrets about the way that I've lived my life, but, I would imagine if I were hearing what I've told you so far, and from what you know about me in business and in our community, like, the gal that was sitting on top of the desk is not the same as the gal that you've met in business, right? Yeah. And I got really, really good at being a chameleon in every situation. Yeah. To this day, I can walk into any room, talk to anyone about anything with comfort. And it's not fake. It's not false. It's simply, I know how to connect with people. I know how to read a room, and I know how to present myself in a way that will be acceptable at a surface level to the people in the room, which is why I've gotten most jobs that I've ever applied for. I've gotten most raises that I've ever asked for. And, I was really successful in that W-2 land that I lovingly refer to. But it comes, at least for me, it came at a cost. I didn't realize how much of my creative side and my just a part of myself that I sincerely have been keeping locked away for a really long time.
Yeah, no, I can appreciate that, because I feel like I do that, right? Whether it's, we'll say, politics, religion, the big things, or smaller stuff where it's like, okay, I need to be in this setting right now, and I need to be able to fit in with this crowd, whatever that looks like. And so this is the way they behave or they're acting, so I need to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And chameleon myself, I think, is a great way to put it, because I think we're constantly going through that. And you go through sales training. It's like, okay, mimic what the person's doing. If they put their hand like this, if they put their hand like that, if they talk like that, and it's all that stuff where it's like you're just continuously learning behavior to make other people comfortable around who you are.
Yeah.
Versus, and I'm going to drop Elise Myers because we were just talking about her a little bit ago, and she's recently started coming up my feed, and we talked about that whole thing. But that thing of, if I'm too much, go find less.
Yeah.
And it's like what do they say? Lives rent free in my brain. It like rattles around constantly.
Are you a 35-year-old woman?
I think I am. I'm starting to feel that. No, but it's.
Have you been masking as a 55-year-old Dutch boy?
Maybe I might be.
No, it's true. And what I love about this conversation and all the conversations you and I have had isn't it interesting, like how many similarities there are?
Yeah.
Like decades between us.
Yeah.
And a totally different gender between us.
Yeah.
And I feel so unbelievably lucky and blessed that I'm living in this specific time in the world, because the tools that are available, the language that's available, all my own self-discovery, it's so much different. Like, obviously you're going on a journey too, and you've had some self-discovery. I have so much empathy for the younger kids coming up right now, because they have access to the same tools and language that I do, but it's in such a different and confusing way. Like, I grew up with grit and fucking tell me I can't do it and see what happens.
Yeah.
Like, I just have that in me.
Yep.
And I think, I don't know, I feel it's easier for me as a human being. I don't know how I would have done it the other way. Like, I don't know if I were 18 years old right now and someone had raised me with gentle gentle parenting, and had let me like do whatever I want, and I didn't get my first job until I was 22 or whatever. Right. I don't know if I would have been able to like throw the grit onto that after the fact.
Yeah.
It seems so much more difficult.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I think about my growing up, and it's funny because you've said a couple times you have a poor memory. I like to feel like I definitely have a poor memory. I've been hit in the head a few too many times. I was going to say one, but a few too many times. But I also feel like we remember things through our lens, right? And the way we tell ourselves those things, each time it could be the same, it could be different. And there's times where I feel like I'm going to talk about something on this show to somebody, and somebody somewhere is going to hear it and go, oh, that's not the way it happened. It happened like this. And it's interesting because then I relate that to, all those other things, politics, religion, all that other stuff. And I think if we could look at it from a perspective of, this is my experience and this is the way it's running around in my head, could be different. I mean, we could be through the same exact situation. We're in a car together. We get in a car accident. I could have a completely different story than you do.
Here are the 14 different things that just came to mind and the tabs that are open in my brain when you said that. Let me see if I can get all of them. I'm sure you and I both listen to podcasts that have like memory experts, sleep experts, and the freaking studies that are out there. Our memories are such little liars. It's unbelievable. So I try to keep that in mind, and I encourage everyone else to keep this in mind of your memory is wrong.
Yeah.
It is categorically fucking false.
Right.
Don't trust it. However, Matthew McConaughey's new book, Poems and Prayers, just came out.
Okay.
And it was either his audiobook or him talking about the audiobook. I encourage everyone to listen to it. It's magical. He said something to the effect of, isn't it wonderful that even if you can't exactly recall specifically what happened, you at least have the memory of it? Wouldn't you rather have a distorted memory than not remember the experience at all? So that brought me a ton of peace.
Wow. Yeah.
And the other part, because you've brought up politics and a couple other things, And I don't know why what you said about memory made me think of this, but I think we would all be better human beings if we could start from a place of everyone believes they're right.
Oh, absolutely.
Everyone believes they're on the right side of history. Everyone believes they're the hero. Everyone believes they're coming from the side of good.
Yep.
So if you can start from that base level of understanding, you'll have a far better time like meeting in the middle and getting people on your side. And maybe like even if you don't have the exact same recollection of what happened in that conversation or what you did to blah blah blah, if you can start there, such a better world.
Right.
Those are the 14 tabs. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Hey, awesome. Thank you. It's been a great show. Thank you all for coming back. Was there anything along the way that now you look back and you went, I had to unlearn that in order to get to where I am today? Like it would have held you back had you not cut that arm off or whatever.
This episode of Above and Beyond is brought to you by the amazing sponsors who help bring this show to life. A heartfelt thank you to Above Par Network, elevating connections and creating impact. Foundation Insurance Services, protecting what matters most with confidence and care. Meritum Credit Card Processing, empowering businesses through expert consulting and unwavering support. And Rocks Ink Calligraphy, bringing beauty and personal flair to every handwritten detail. We're proud to partner with these outstanding businesses who share our passion for excellence. For more about our sponsors and exclusive podcast content, visit abovebeyondpodcast.com.
Yeah, I don't know if you have this. I wouldn't be surprised if you do because you have a podcast and you talk to people. But I find it far easier to have in-depth emotional conversations with people about their shit than my own.
Oh, absolutely.
I could talk to strangers about anything, and they'll talk to me about anything.
Yeah.
I am the world's therapist. A stranger's the friend I haven't made yet. When it comes to talking about me and my story, I don't have a problem selling myself, my services. I don't really have a problem talking about my story necessarily, but like this honestly is probably one of the more in-depth public conversations I've ever had about myself. I'm honored. I mean, it's lovely. I really appreciate you. It's also wildly fucking uncomfortable for me, which most people don't assume because I'm so open typically. And so through, I guess, like, what's the word? Exposure therapy. And I fucking hate therapy.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's necessary. Do it if you need it. But I freaking hate it.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, between Stephen Crawford, my mentor, and a little bit of therapy and a little bit of just like getting out of your own way, learning to let people in by way of just being kind of honest about who I am and how I feel versus the masking.
Yeah.
I think that's something I'm still learning.
Do you feel like whether it's in therapy or those conversations that you get held up, and I'm thinking therapy in my mind, you get held up because you feel like I need to have the right answer. You know, kind of like those personality tests. It's like, well, am I at work? Am I at home? Is that, that type of thing?
Yeah. It's not, for me, it's not necessarily a right answer. I never had the thing where I was like, oh my God, I always have to be right, or I have to even say the right thing or use the right language. I will say for better or for worse, my filter when it comes to a professional setting hangs by a thread.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a miracle I got to 6 figures, like miracle. But I think for the little bit of authenticity I brought to the professional world in that sense, I was rewarded for it.
Yeah.
I think it was more when I get uncomfortable talking about myself, it's happening right now. Like I slow down a little bit. I feel it in my chest a little bit. And my brain just goes into its self-preservation. And I don't know where precisely the need for that self-preservation comes from. Like I haven't stuck with a therapist long enough to talk about whether it has to do with like adoption shit or whatever. And like, I don't find that all that interesting. I'm not that obsessed to go do that, but maybe it has something to do with that. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can, if you have an insight, I'll take it.
No, I don't want to make this a therapy session. So, but it's interesting though, because I feel like similarly there are, how do you say it? The want or the need to be accepted. And we talked about this a little bit before we came on, where it's like the podcast has allowed me to talk about some things that I haven't talked to people about, but it's also allowed me to explore, I don't know if you call it honesty or whatever you call it, but to not care, but still care. And I think for me, it's like when you're talking, you say, your brain slows you down. It's a calculated, what can I say? How far can I say and still keep the beasts in the closet or whatever it is? It's that whole thing where it's like, how do I share what I want to share, but not divulge too much information that's going to make me look bad, if that could happen.
Are you an oversharer sometimes?
Oh, absolutely.
But isn't that strange? Because we just said, like, we keep some in the tank.
Yeah.
So sometimes it just explodes. So if we could perhaps figure out how to, like, taper it and just
a little bit
have control of the valve.
Yeah, right. I just need to start changing my stories.
No. Incorrect. Our mutual friend David and I were chatting because it was our first podcast episode came out, and I sent him the episode. I asked him if there was any other adjustments he wanted me to make, and he said something like, "Need more Kate," meaning he was talking too much.
Oh, gotcha.
Which I have the data in front of me. I know exactly how many minutes each of us were talking, and it was split basically 50-50. And I said,
but he didn't hear you.
This was my insight, and then I believe he would agree, is that when you, Jan, me, Kate, David, when you're so focused on the people around you and creating space for others, being of service to others, which is beautiful and wonderful, I think you forget to take up space yourself.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Because mathematically, it was split 50-50.
Yeah.
David. But I think sometimes we're like, oh man, am I taking... That's a thing we could talk about forever, but just like, golly, I'm so loud. I cast a really big wake when I'm my authentic self. Yep. Do you like stand-up comedy?
I do.
Okay, Bert Kreischer.
I don't know that name.
I
probably
can't
do.
be friends with
if I
you
saw
anymore.
him, I probably would know who he is, but the name doesn't.
There's no way he's ever going to see this, but the first thing I wanted to say was just like, yeah, he's like a 50-some-year-old white guy that like takes his shirt off and has a beer belly on him, and he's fucking incredible. I know we can't say this anymore, he's my spirit animal. Like his drinking and eating habits and the way he just lives his life so authentically is so damn beautiful. It's fantastic. And I can't remember why I brought him up, and this is one of those moments where it's like, I could be in the middle of a board meeting 5 years ago and this would be happening. I'm like,
shuts down.
Sorry,
okay,
guys.
well,
yeah.
Carry on.
Yeah.
Carry on.
And that's fine. Shout out, Bert.
What did you believe about yourself when you were younger that wasn't true?
Oh,
but
man.
you let it like guide your life?
What did I believe about myself when I was younger that wasn't true, but I let guide my life? What comes to mind isn't, like, I didn't necessarily believe, it wasn't a feeling of I wasn't worth it. Like, I don't want to paint that picture, but I was so focused on everything else that was happening around me that I really wasn't all that concerned about myself. So, and I don't know if that's, again, this thought of, like, self-preservation of, like, when we lived in a couple different addresses in Baltimore, and one is now, like, one would perhaps call, like, a hoity-toity historic district. Back then, it certainly was not. And I don't know, maybe I was 6, maybe I was 12, who knows. But one night, someone had lit the back door of our basement on fire, and we lived in this old, beautiful, like, Victorian 3-story home. Like, I could slide down the banister. It was, what a dream, right? But someone lit that door on fire, and we all came outside, and the whole neighborhood came out. We had block parties back then, so, like, all the neighbors are there, this and that. And like that memory comes to mind, and a couple other memories of you as an individual aren't all that important. There's other things happening in the world, life or death situations.
Yeah.
And I think perhaps to a fault, I have over-indexed on that of get over yourself. It's like, you're not that important.
Yeah.
Life isn't all that serious, and it could end tomorrow.
Yeah.
So there wasn't like a belief I had that wasn't true necessarily. It was more, I think I just over-indexed on that side of my personality.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we've got Kate Mayeski. I don't know why I said K. Probably because I was thinking
You did great.
Maverick May Solutions. Kate, I want to jump forward with you. What made you decide you were going to leave corporate America for the amazing opportunity that the entrepreneurial world gives with such security? And what made you decide you wanted to start your own thing?
Kind of like I said before, I had a very clear realization that I can be of more service to others if I do it on my own. In a variety of ways. I can have more clients. I don't have red tape. I can be the architect of my own life.
Gotcha.
Also, that unmasking process and that self-realization and all of that was happening at the same time. Hitting the goal of, working for 20 years. Like, I got my first job when I was 15 years old. Yeah. So working 20 years for other people. And holy crap, what an education. I have zero regrets. I got really good at a lot of things for other people's pocketbooks.
Yeah.
And there's no shame in that. But, I had a couple good bosses. I had a lot of so-so bosses. I had a couple really shitty bosses.
Yeah.
Like, that's not unique to me. I just wanted to be of service to others. I wanted to have a bigger impact, and I wanted to feel fulfilled. And what a blessing to have built up enough of a ramp, a financial buffer, having worked in W-2 land, to be able to make that decision. It wasn't entirely planned in the way that it happened, but the best things in my life never were.
Yeah. Well, and I brought this up on prior podcasts. I feel like it doesn't matter how much planning you go through, how much you try to get ready, how much you try to learn, how much, whatever, right? You're never going to if you wait for the day that the timing is right, that it's perfect, that you've got it all lined out, you're dead. I mean,
tell me if you agree with this. People overplan.
Oh, absolutely.
Companies overplan. 2, 3, 5 year strategic plans.
Yeah.
Having been the person that has facilitated those planning sessions and been on the receiving end of those planning sessions, what a colossal waste of time and money.
How many times have you been through, we'll say a 3 or 5 year, because I think a 1 year plan, right?
Respect.
Maybe 2 years. But how many times have you been through a 3 or 5 year planning session where nothing was accomplished towards any of those goals that you set?
Right. And you didn't, as an organization, leave yourself enough flexibility. You didn't design it as a living document. So when things like, I don't know, the market crashes or there's a worldwide pandemic happens, it all goes to shit. And I think in business and in life, sometimes we get overly focused on the metrics and the goals, and we lose sight of the mission.
Yeah.
And I think that going back to why I've gotten it into more the storytelling aspect, I think if everyone could just, fix your systems and processes, and by the way, I'll still help you with that. But if you can eliminate the bullshit and like get all your stuff streamlined and really just dial in on what are you doing, who are you serving, and why should people give you their money?
Right.
Or their attention. Like, take
Right.
money off the table. Because whether we're talking about a business, a politician, or a nonprofit, why should people pay attention to you?
Yeah.
Why? Let alone give you money.
Yep.
And I think people really, really struggle with that. And selling yourself, the word sales and marketing inherently has gotten like a bad rap and just feels like dirty words to some people. But at the end of the day, it's just, what's your story? Why are you here? What are you doing?
Was the pandemic your moment that made you go, okay, I'm just going to do this myself? Or was there something else that hit you like a ton of bricks and went, I'm done with this?
Man, the pandemic sucked.
Yeah. Yes, it did. I started my agency just before about a year before the pandemic.
Yowzers. Pandemic, I switched jobs 3, maybe 4 times during the pandemic.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
I finished a bachelor's in public administration and a master's in organizational leadership during the pandemic. I bought and sold a home during the pandemic. I lost my mind during the pandemic. I fell in love with lots of bourbon during the pandemic. It was the groundwork. It wasn't the aha moment necessarily. I think there probably wasn't an aha moment. There was just maybe it was. I don't know how one defines an aha moment, but what comes to mind is, golly, am I really going to go apply for another job to fix someone else's business again? Like, that just sounds so boring to me. From the perspective of, here's what happens is you get hired on as a director of operations, senior leader, name it, whatever you want. You get hired into that role. You fix all the problems within 3 to 6 months, and then you look around and go, well, now what? Which is why, I really encourage businesses of all sizes to look at consultants, not even me, just think before you go and hire a W-2 person.
Yeah.
Because just like with therapy or a fitness coach, sometimes you just need an external perspective for a week, a month, an hour. So yeah, I had that moment of, gosh, I really don't want to waste mine or other people's times again. And I want to have a bigger impact. And I've been community driven for a really long time. I've worked for nonprofits. And there was also a piece of me that just thought, golly, I would love to get more involved and give back without the limitations of what my employer
You should do.
Yeah. And even in nonprofit world, because I worked in animal welfare for 4 years or so through the first year of the pandemic. And I have so much love for that world, and man, what an incredible organization. But even that, there's donors involved, there's politics, there's policy, there's limitations where it's me, myself, and I, baby. I'm a professional, but if I say something on this podcast, I'm not really worried about anyone else's reaction.
Yeah. No, totally get that. It's funny because I'm sitting here thinking the last true corporate job I had, I mean, there are others, but different ways, but the last true corporate, the reason I left, I mean, there was a couple reasons, but the reason that I walked out of the room was I felt like we were, in essence, selling one thing and corporate was managing us to something totally different. And I'm like, I can't do this. I can't go do what you're telling me to do and then turn around and have to answer to you the way you want me to answer to you. Yeah. It doesn't work. So in the first 6 months of starting your new business, was there anything that hit you that you thought you would be prepared for or didn't think about, and then all of a sudden like, holy shit?
I was prepared that it was going to be the hardest thing I ever did. I was well prepared for that. I think I didn't trust myself enough. I didn't trust my instincts enough. And part of that is because it was the first time I was ever doing it, right? Which is totally fine. But I also had, and still have, really lovely, well-trusted colleagues and friends and mentors that have the very best of intentions. And what I wasn't prepared for was disagreeing with those individuals.
Oh, really? Like thinking they were not right about your specific industry or something you were doing, or what's that?
Yes. Just their advice. And, that's, at the end of the day, I'm responsible for my own actions and reactions, and that's it. But I didn't have a strong enough filter. Because I think at that time I just felt like I'm going to open the floodgates and I'm going to hear everything that's coming my way. But I'd spent 20 years working in businesses and industries and helping owners increase their revenue and decrease turnover and like reach all their goals and pad their pocketbooks, I knew what I was doing. But when you step out on your own, there is an element of like, oh,
Yeah.
all right, well, this person's being so gracious with their time. Let me listen to what they have to say and what's this person's advice and And I over-indexed my time in rooms that, not that they didn't serve me and didn't have value, I just didn't need them.
Yeah.
And I don't have time for rooms that I don't need to be in, or that I'm not bringing value to, or that's not bringing value to me. And I know that's kind of a really black and white statement, but if I'm not bringing value, why am I here? And if I'm not getting value, then why am I there?
Yeah.
Life is so goddamn short.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So I think because of, I've had some scenarios in my life where I've like, yeah, life is very short. You should probably like really value the time that you have on this earth. I think because I have that perspective, I've just gotten really good about valuing my time in a way that I don't necessarily see other professionals do. Like if I could gift anything to anyone right now, aside from like learning how to have a conversation and be human and love people, because we're all just trying to make it through this fucking life.
Right.
I would gift people the perspective of, you could die tomorrow. What are you doing with your time?
Yeah. Yeah. I had a question.
I do that to people. I'm sorry.
I just started thinking about my time left on this earth, and I was getting very sad.
Have you ever done the math on it?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm not going to name the particular organization. However, I wrote a blog about it. Mathematically speaking, I looked at one organization I'm a part of where I had a weekly thing I had to be at every single week. And I looked at how much time it took me to get there, how much time I spent there, how much time it took me to get away from there, week over week. One organization. You see me on social, I go to everything.
Yeah.
I try all the things. If I'd kept doing that one thing that wasn't bringing me value, people were lovely, wasn't bringing me value, wasn't generating revenue, wasn't generating exposure, and I wasn't bringing value to them, 2 weeks of my life per year. 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Wow.
2 weeks.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's insane. And it's insane because I think about all of the things that I have been involved with over the years. Some of them are pet projects that I just really enjoy being involved with.
Absolutely.
Right? And
value in pet projects.
Fuels my soul.
Yes.
Or fuels my soul.
That's value.
Right. But there's definitely things that I have continued to do, whether it's out of a feel of responsibility or I don't want to be irrelevant if I walk away from this, or I don't want to, whatever it is, whatever the reason, I've continued to do those things. And when you sit down and you look at the amount of time you spend and energy, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. So
time is so limited. And I think if people really started sitting down and spelling out, you don't even have to get as granular of like how you spend your day, though I would encourage you to go through the exercise because it's a little fucking freaky. But if you just take all your obligations in a work week, like maybe you have a 9 to 5 and then you have your family stuff and then you go to this networking thing and blah, 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 blah. I forget who it is and I'm ashamed that I can't shout out his book because he's incredible, but I think part of why I locked into this concept was there's a gentleman that talks about happiness, and him and his family, his parents, they lived on opposite sides of the country. And this author, he realized that if he stayed at his current like state of living and working, he only sees his parents once a year and they're in their 70s. And his friend looked at him and was like, so like, is their health so-so? So if they last to 8 to 5, you're going to see them 10 more times.
That's crazy.
10 more times? Are you shitting me?
Isn't that crazy?
We need to start doing math.
Yeah.
Life math.
Yeah.
Immediately.
That's insane. Well, and you make me think about my parents. My parents live in Washington. We're working on getting them to Kansas to be near my sister. But I think about that. Like, I see them once, maybe twice a year, and they're both starting to get older. And
you see me more than you see your parents.
Shut up. That's rude.
I know.
You're being rude.
Lo siento. Perspective's a beautiful thing.
So changing subjects just a little bit, keep us moving forward, because I don't want to think about that anymore. What's a mistake that you've made that you actually are glad you made?
Every career move I ever made. No. A mistake that I made that I'm glad that I made. Well, all of my decisions have obviously led me here, and I have no regrets about that. There are situations that I stayed in too long, career or otherwise. But for whether it was out of a sense of obligation or me thinking I could turn the situation around or that I knew better, holy cannoli, the number of tables I should have just stood up and walked away from. And that just comes with experience, and that confidence comes with time.
Yeah.
And I'm really grateful that, especially young women right now, they have so much access to mentors and business women through podcasts and vlogs and what have you, that hopefully they can learn that lesson earlier.
Yeah.
But especially being a young woman in business in predominantly male-dominated industries, that's just like the reality, that you run into situations that you should really walk away from. And the sooner you can recognize those situations, the better. But had I not gone through all those experiences, I wouldn't be here today. I once upon a time worked for a company that a year after I quit ended up on Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares.
No kidding.
And I'm not going to name it, but it was in Scottsdale, and you can go find it on YouTube. It's a great episode. I wasn't in it. I had already been gone, but it was way worse than the episode showed.
Wow.
But I'm not a quitter.
Yeah.
So I stayed there for 2 weeks.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. What is a moment in your life that you almost quit?
That I almost quit?
Have you ever been there? And I'm not talking quit a job. I'm talking where you were like, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking dark, and we don't have to go there. So
we
I
can
should
go
probably put a
dark.
disclaimer on this. If we talk about suicide,
Yeah.
we call 1-800.
Yeah.
Somebody cares. I'm sorry.
1-800-7. No, that's perfect, actually. See, that's what I need. I need the dark humor. It's the only thing that works in animal welfare. All we do is dark humor. Yeah, 100%. So let's see, I'm 35. So I was 22 and I had a stroke. Two strokes. Super fun. It's going to be my TED Talk someday. But long story long, I was on hormonal birth control pills since I was 15 years old.
Okay.
Which, when you're on hormonal birth control, it thickens your blood.
Yeah.
And unbeknownst to me, in addition to that, I had a PFO hole in my heart, which is basically when you're born, the umbilical cord, the hole doesn't close, So I had this perfect storm when I was 22 that I had been on this medication for years, thickens your blood, caused some clots, went through the hole, had a couple strokes.
Wow.
Super fun. But what was crazy is I was in literally the best shape of my life. Like fucking running half marathons every other month.
Wow.
Not an ounce of fat on me. Just thriving. And I was able to drink craft beer because I was in my 20s. Like, take me back.
I wish I could still drink craft beer.
We can. It's okay. But yeah, and it was an awful experience, obviously, for so many different reasons. But I was so mad because I felt invincible. I felt, not just because I was in my 20s, but because like I'd got healthy. I'd lost a bunch of weight. I did it the right way. Like I was doing all the right things. And that's when the universe decides to knock me down because I tried to be a responsible woman and not get pregnant. And like I was so mad. And I, like 2 weeks later, went back to work. Shouldn't have gone back that early.
Wow.
I ended up like getting the hole closed a month or two later. So like I really should have just stepped away and maybe gone into therapy and like healed my brain and my body. But I was just pissed that the world was trying to knock me down a peg, and had a couple like visits to the ER after that. But I was mad. I was frustrated. I felt so entitled. Like, how, woe is me. And I was frustrated. Never suicidal, never quite that dark, but definitely a little lackluster about life and feeling like all right, take me out. Fine. Like I had a good run, an interesting run.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Have you used any of that time in your life or maybe some of the lessons that you learned there to help fuel you forward?
Yeah. It helps, that perspective thing. So beautiful, right? But I think about all I have survived and gotten through, and there are, that we'll save it for part 2, but there are things darker than that you go through, and it just every time I have a moment of, golly, it's so hard, I'm so tired, very quickly after that is, bitch, please, like, look at everything you've gotten through, just keep going.
Right.
It's not all that serious, and what a blessing it is to suffer.
Well, that is crazy. That's awesome. I'm gonna make a T-shirt. What a blessing it is to suffer.
Right? Like,
that's cool. I mean, because if you think about it, sorry, I throw things off the table.
you can throw things at me. It won't be the first time.
No, I
I'll
mean
survive.
that's incredible, because you think about it, and we're going to use the word suffer, but you could probably take that word and use other words, uncomfortable, change, whatever. But you're not growing if you're not suffering.
Yeah.
Right? When the kids were a lot younger, and I don't remember which one of the kids it was going to camp, I don't know, summer camp or something, and they're struggling because they're going to miss mom and dad, and they're scared. They haven't had that experience, and you try to explain to them, look, you're scared right now because you don't know what's on the other side of this car trip or whatever, right? You don't know what's on the other side of the week. If you knew if you knew what you were going to feel like at the end of the 7 days, you would be hopping in that car so fast to get there, right? But you've got to have that struggle. You've got to have the pain and the fear and the uncertainty before you can have the jubilation.
Well, that's my favorite quote, is strength is the product of struggle. It's the only mantra I have. I'm not really great at sitting still, let alone meditating. But if there's ever a time where I just need to lock in and I'm having trouble, if I can just remember strength is the product of struggle, strength is the product of struggle, it's gotten me through everything.
That's awesome.
I think it's from Henry Rollins, actor / wrestler.
Mine is similar but different words, I guess, in my brain, but probably not.
I can't wait.
Focus on the process, not the outcome.
Yeah.
Right? If you just do what you're supposed to do along the way, and sometimes when I get just locked up,
Yeah.
I have to stop and go, okay, what's the process? What is right now that I have control over that I need to do right now?
Yeah. All we can control is our own actions and reactions. That's it. I think if we can, as human beings, we truly don't suffer enough. I live a very cushy life. We're in air conditioning right now.
Right.
So cushy. I think if we could just get back to, I love my technology. Don't take it away.
A month on a wagon train to get out.
I don't know. I don't know what the right balance is, even if it's just an awareness and appreciation for what we have available to us. And that's, I know you're involved with some community stuff and nonprofits, but growing up in Baltimore, moving to Scottsdale, what a shift in my life and my trajectory. And I was frankly really never comfortable in Scottsdale. Obviously, people are lovely. People are lovely everywhere. But I very much bounced around South Phoenix, downtown Phoenix, the west side, the east side. I'm in Apache Junction right now, which, we have $500,000 homes going in, but it's mostly dilapidated mobile home parks. I'm flipping a double-wide mobile home right now that will go for $300K, but probably shouldn't go for $100 just because of where it's located.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But I bring that up because, there's so many people out there suffering. This is a total side quest tangent. Have you ever heard the quote, never be outworked by a crackhead?
No.
A crackhead?
Funny though.
A crackhead will spend all day trying to make money to score. All day. They will get so fucking fixated on getting just enough money to score, to get that fix, to get that high. How many times How many times have we have human beings like gone home and said, "Nah, I'm a little tired. I'm not going to edit that. I'm not going to post that. I'm not going to work on my side hustle, my passion, the thing that feeds my soul and brings me joy."
Yeah.
We're getting outworked by crackheads on the street. What are we doing, Jan?
That's awesome. That's so funny.
They're fucking suffering and somehow getting the thing they love more than anything in this world.
That's so funny. With that in mind, what is something that people who have not started, developed, grown their own business, so we'll say the outsiders, what is a misconception that they have about the path that you walk or what you do?
That I personally walk?
Yeah. An entrepreneur.
The passive. Okay. I think typically people would answer that it's much harder than people realize. But I think people understand that. I honestly think that people are too scared right now and don't believe in themselves enough to step out on their own. Mm-hmm. So maybe the misconception right now is that it's unattainable or the juice isn't worth the squeeze.
Gotcha.
I think that's more it, because there's so much content out there. There's so many mentors out there. There's so many people to look up to that have walked this walk. It's not like it was 10, even 5 years ago.
Yeah.
There's a blueprint. The answers to the test are there.
Yeah.
It's just whether or not you have the passion for the thing, the product, the service, whatever. Do you have the grit, and are you willing to suffer? I had money put away and a cushion and a ramp, but I can't tell you how many cans of Kirkland chicken that I've bought and put into meal prepped burritos just because it is like you're building a business.
Yeah.
You have to be prepared to adjust your lifestyle.
Yeah.
You don't know what tomorrow. I could go get a job tomorrow and make $200K a year.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
I'll take the $200K, but I don't want to.
Right. Well, what you don't want is, Kate, show up at 8:00 in the morning, right? 7:30, 7 o'clock. Oh, you know what? We're going to have a meeting next Thursday at noon. So you're going to have to oh, and by the way, you need to make sure that you wear, business suit or pencil skirt and this, and you got to look this certain way, and you got to walk this way, and you got to act this way. And oh, by the way, we're going to do this.
I would love to see you in your blazer and pencil skirt.
Yeah.
I'm sure you pulled it off really well.
I would never.
But there's nothing wrong with that world. Maybe okay, here we go. That's the misperception right now, is entrepreneurship is not for everyone. Mm-hmm. And just because you dislike the job that you're currently in, or the boss that you currently have, or the industry that you're currently in, all of those are fixable. Those are temporary states.
Yeah. You
have the choice, and you make the decision of how long you stay at a table.
Yeah.
Right? So I had lovely experiences in W-2 land. I don't mind giving myself flowers. I was a great fucking leader. Like one of the best, because other people told me so. My employees told me so. And I love and appreciate that honor so much. Mm-hmm. If you work for someone right now and you dislike them, or they're not a good leader, fine. Go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Don't think that you have to burn your career or whatever to the ground.
Yeah.
Because you have one shitty boss. In 20 years, I probably worked for just as many businesses, from coffee shops to restaurants to hypnosis centers. That was a fun one.
Yeah. Storage
units. I got a forklift license. I've done online wholesale. I've done everything under the sun. And I think that, man, this is a total side quest, total tangent. If I were getting ready to graduate high school, or if I had a kiddo that was getting ready to graduate, or if I just felt lost, I would be saying yes to everything. I would just walk through every freaking door that opened and see what happened. I don't think people do that enough. I don't think people are willing enough to take a chance and see what happens. And mind you, I have a different lifestyle than some people. I'm not married. I don't have kids. Mm-hmm. I will never have kids, but I'm in a stable relationship and I have pets. So I've got some responsibilities, but I also recognize there's a pressure that comes with those other things. But I mean, you can speak to this as well. You gotta be willing to go against the grain and just try different things and let yourself explore. And I just want to taste everything this life has to offer.
Well, and I think the thing in my mind, what that gets sticky, best way I can put it, is we are fed all day long the tangible things that we need and we should have, right? And so we create this lifestyle that becomes an anchor.
Yeah. Oh, that's such a good way to put it.
And so it's figuring out, how do we create the ship without the anchor, right? And I mean, we could go into all these weird philosophical things. I mean, just the things that I've learned through life, and I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but understanding that, okay, there's certain ways to do things that actually can get your money to work for you, right? And have a full-time job that you've got to go and clock in at 8 and clock out at 5, and you get 30-minute lunch and 2 15-minute breaks, and they, health insurance and all this other stuff. There's a lot of value in that.
100%.
Right? If you learn how to live within the confines of, you're probably going to get a 2 to 4% raise every year. You probably don't have a lot of control over how that looks unless you're going to jump to something else, those types of things. And when I think about the entrepreneur aspect of things, nothing is guaranteed, right? Yeah. The only thing that's guaranteed is nothing. I mean, it's like, it really, truly, it's one of those things. It's like, it is going to be on you 100%, every single hat, every single, you name it.
Yes. And I was like, oh yeah, I 100% agree with them. But then I realized, let's see, I've worked for a couple business owners that just weren't present, and I wore all the hats, W2 land. I've worked for some businesses where they didn't make payroll and I didn't get a check that week.
Wow.
So from that perspective, and from the perspective of nothing's guaranteed, I think there's more of a safety net, or at least a perceived safety net and guarantee when you work for someone else, when there's a W-2 involved. Absolutely. But it's kind of just a little fake. I mean,
I would actually totally agree with you.
Yeah.
It's so crazy because the only thing we don't have guaranteed, the only thing, like, if you're working, C-level someplace for a large corporation, right?
Yeah.
You're going to get a paycheck every 2 weeks. It's going to go into your bank, and you don't think about where that money's coming from, typically. The entrepreneur, you're constantly thinking about, where's the money coming from? What invoices do I have out? Where's the receivables? What do I have going on, right? And you're thinking about that constantly. Outside of that, I truly think you have more control and more stability than in a corporate job.
oh yeah.
Because I can show up tomorrow. And this happened to me. I literally got on a call on a Monday morning. I had bought a truck the weekend before, got on a phone call on Monday morning. My boss said, hey, I've got the HR manager here in the office with me. Just want to let you know we're letting you go.
Jiminy Christmas, no.
I said, can you tell me why? And they said, your services are no longer needed.
Oh, spicy.
Yeah. And I'm like, I literally like, what the F if I mean, so that's the corporate world, right?
Totally.
Somebody else controls your destiny every single day.
The blindsided fire, I have zero respect for. If something happens where, like,
well, if hey, we've got to do corrective behavior, and we've got to do this, we've got to do that.
Right.
But if you're looking at, and I was in sales, you're looking at, you're hitting your numbers, you're making your calls, all your metrics are there, and you get a call on Monday morning, because you have a call every Monday morning with your manager, and you have a call Monday morning, and it's like, hey, just want to let you know, HR manager's here. We're going to send you a email invoice. Everything's shut off by the time we get off on this call. You're done.
All right, new rules, corporate world. First of all, if you're only open Monday through Friday, this applies. If you're open on the weekend,
whatever.
No meetings on Monday and Friday of any kind.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's a team rah-rah meeting or you're firing someone. no meetings on Monday or Friday. You don't get to do it. It's dumb. Stop doing it.
Yeah.
If you're going to fire someone, pick a different day.
Yeah.
Pick a different day.
Yeah.
Have you had to fire people before?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It is horrible. It is literally the worst thing in the world. And
For different reasons.
oh, absolutely. And it could be, I mean, I've had to do it for behavior purposes. I've had to do it for attendance reasons. I've had to do it for bad work.
Now, here's the worst one, though. Have you had to delay it because of the requirements of the company? Like you had to work someone up or out.
Yes.
And it takes
months. Not work someone up or out, but because of write-up procedures, right? You've got to go through the motions. So it's like, okay, we know this behavior is not going to correct itself, but because we've already started this process, we got to get down to here.
Performance improvement plans
Suck. They're bullshit.
like the concept in supporting someone makes sense, but the way it's executed is absolutely awful. But I worked for a multi-billion-dollar corporation once, and like the particular place I was in, I was brought in to clean house. They didn't tell me that was the thing, but okay, here we are now. And there was like 3 or 4 fires I had to make in a rapid succession, and I'm like, this is not the legacy that I was trying to leave.
Yeah.
But it just goes back to this concept of you can control your actions and reactions, but when you're within a corporation, there's limitations to that.
Yeah.
But you still have a say in what you're willing to put up with. Like, I know we're all beholden to a paycheck. We all need to make money. We all
Right.
have responsibilities. But golly, if I had realized the freedom in being able to say, I'm not doing this, and you can either fire me or we can find a different solution.
Yeah.
And being okay with that, which is why I think it's so, side quest, so important for people to have more financial literacy, have savings, things like that. It's not just if you get in a car accident. Like, there will be times in your life that you want to walk away from something and you want to be able to have that freedom to do that.
Yeah.
And I did not have that for a really long time. And I wish that's something that they taught in schools for kids coming up, is that financial literacy and being prepared for what you can't prepare for.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah.
Speaking of legacy, what do you want your legacy to be?
Whenever I've worked with a team, for a team, been a leader, I always joked that the framework doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I'm working for a coffee shop, a nonprofit, my own company. My greatest skill set is bringing out the very best of the people around me. And I do that through trust, through empathy, and I just want people to feel better after they leave an interaction with me. And I think I've not intentionally, quite accidentally been successful at that for a really long time. But I think that's what brings me the most joy. And so if I translate that into a legacy, there's so many solvable problems in our communities, particularly in Arizona, but I know we're not unique. Our state is not unique in this. But the fact that we're still dealing with things like so many people living on the streets, so many drug overdoses, I don't find it overwhelming because these are solvable problems. And if we as leaders in our community, either officially or unofficially, actually made the decision to focus in on these issues and deploy the empathy and the skills that we have to solve them, what a better world it would be. So I think that's what I want my legacy to be. I want to make the world a better place. And right now I'm just focused on Arizona because I realize I have the skills as well as, for some reason, the connections and the doors that keep opening for me to do that.
Yeah.
I want to make a better Arizona for all.
That's awesome. And I agree with you 100%. We have what it takes. Powers that be don't want to fix it. The powers, because you could say, well, I've got the power to fix my little, right? And if we all did our little part, but when I say the powers, I mean where the money flows, right?
Yeah.
We pay our taxes go to certain things. Certain government entities or certain political powers that be don't want to fix the issues that need to be addressed.
Yes, and one thing I've learned getting involved in economic development land. I joined the Arizona Association of Economic Development, AAED for short, thank goodness. But one thing I've learned about that world is there is a level of you don't know what you don't know. And I recently interviewed the CEO, Katie Hurst of AAED, and they have this incredible program and course for individuals that want to learn more about that world. And I share that because politicians don't just get into that role and know all the things.
All right.
Politicians, more than maybe anyone, are incredible salespeople. And they know how to spin a really good story, for better or for worse. They don't step into that role and automatically understand socioeconomic problems and all of the things, right? And so I think that there are some people certainly that are bad actors and are making the problems even worse. But I think there's another part of the population, whether they're politicians or leaders in our communities, that just don't understand. And I would, man, if you really, here's a hot tip, if you really want to understand what the hell's going on in your communities, instead of all of the different events and the lobbying and go sit on a bus for a day.
Yeah.
Go drive for Lyft in downtown Phoenix, Mesa, Apache Junction. Like, talk to the people that are in the community so you actually understand what's happening. So I agree. There's bad actors out there, certainly, but there's just an element of ignorance. And I think sometimes, and I'm guilty of this too, but I try to make a conscious effort of not getting too comfortable in my home in Scottsdale, in my like comfy space. We have to reconnect as humans and understand what's happening to the people around us, because the only thing that's separating us is some of us have a couple more paychecks in the bank than the other person.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Success. What is success? What is success to you?
At first I was thinking, is it a financial component, right? Which in that case, it's, gosh, I wish I had the freedom at any point to financially give back in the areas that I want to give back. Certainly that means nonprofit, but I'd love the number of employees that have worked for me throughout my career, and also just people that I meet that I wish I had the financial capacity to back them on whatever harebrained idea that they have. What a joy that would be.
Yeah.
And also to be able to wave a financial magic wand when this is the pro and con of just understanding all the things. Do you know what a polymath is?
I've heard that, but I don't know what it is.
So I might butcher the definition because someone only taught it to me a year or so ago, but it's something to the effect of like, you're pretty good at a variety of different things.
Okay.
And there's this really incredible book that I'm halfway through right now called Range. You would love it. It's about how generalists, meaning people that are good at a multitude of different things, will succeed in the world versus someone who's only focused on a specialized thing. A great example would be someone who's the best knee surgeon in the world. That's great, but if you don't have a basic understanding of biology and neurology and like, probably not going to be a great knee surgeon. All of that to say, the problem with understanding a basic working knowledge of a lot of different areas is like, it is so infuriating to see a solvable problem, be able to backtrack like the processes and systems and things that need to be fixed, know that there's a leader out there that could do it better, and with $1 million, whatever the case may be, to throw at it, you could solve homelessness in Arizona.
Yeah.
It's so infuriating.
Yeah.
So success to me, I don't have like one big thing I want to solve with a magic wand. I mean, homelessness has come up a few times because I think like everyone has rights to a roof over their head and air conditioning, but you know, so maybe that's the thing I solve. But success to me right now just means being of service to others, building my business and brand in a way that's authentic to me, and somehow finding the money to help support others in the way that I want.
Awesome.
Yeah. What's success mean to you?
I think it comes with a lot of different things. I mean, I heard at one point somebody say to be able to do what I want with who I want when I want.
Oh, that's such a simpler way to say what I said.
Yeah. And that just speaks to me, right? Because it's just that whole thing where it's like, yeah, if I could do what I want with who I want whenever I want and not have to worry about money or whatever. I mean, I have a thought for a nonprofit that's run through my head for years that if I was in a better position, I would do same thing, philanthropically be involved in the community and help people. I absolutely love nothing more than just to be able to give of my time and energy to people. That is truly what fills me up. If I didn't have to make a living, I would just do that full time.
But you do give up your time and energy to be of service of people.
Oh, I do. But I'm just saying I would do it more if I could.
Do it differently.
I mean, I'd be like, I don't know.
You know what my new definition of success is? To be able to spell the word philanthropically, confidently.
Or entrepreneurial.
Business owner?
Worcestershire sauce. Okay, couple questions and we'll wrap. I've really enjoyed having you on and having the conversation.
Best.
It's been fun. Do you have a go-to book? Like if you were to say, hey, you've got to read this book. Is there one? Somebody thinking about starting a business or has been in business for a short period of time, or just somebody that you think, man, this might help you just open your eyes to life.
Anything by Adam Grant.
Adam Grant.
Specifically, Hidden Potential.
Okay.
Yeah, Adam Grant. So I believe his title is Social Psychologist. He's got the podcast, the YouTube data, but his book, Hidden Potential, which you can probably like figure it out by the title, but this idea of what's untapped inside all of us as individuals, as teams. And he, as a writer and as a thought leader, as the kids say, his ability to pair really complex data and science with storytelling is unmatched. I love everything he puts out into the world. He's fantastic. So, Hidden Potential, Adam Grant. Yeah.
How do you keep a positive mindset?
Damn. I've actually really struggled with that one lately. Damn. I'm usually really good at it, but my living situation has logistically and neighborly been a bit challenging. I'm not going to tell anyone my address because I'm going to be selling that house. It's going to be great for everyone gets into it. But here's what I'll say. When me personally, if I don't have my sleep, my diet, and my circle of influence dialed in, if those pillars aren't pretty dialed in, and specifically if I start struggling with sleep, the others start to fall, and then my mental health just tanks. And I can fake it pretty good, which is dangerous. Like, if you don't have people around you that will call you out on that, or will be like, no, really, how are you doing? Then I start to struggle. And thankfully, I've got a colleague, a friend, and a mentor now who can really read between the bullshit and can check in on me. So I would say right now, knowing that I have that person to call me out and check on me in a way that I won't let really anyone else see, that's helped me maintain a positive mindset, because I know that they wouldn't put time and energy. I know they wouldn't put time and energy into someone they didn't believe in, much like my old mentor. Prior to this particular moment, I think mental health is so tied to physical health. Like, the science is there, right? So if you only get 4 hours of sleep one night, like, you're probably not going to have a great day.
Yeah.
And if you can just like logically accept that and try to have a little nap and not drink 14 cups of coffee and do better the next day, I think that it's a bit more simpler than people make it out to me. With the exception, of course, that people that really struggle, with mental health and like chemical imbalances. But for most of us, it's eat well, get some sleep, and surround yourself with people that fill your cup. And especially if you're an entrepreneur, people are going to doubt you, and that's totally okay. You don't need to spend your energy on them. Their opinion of you is not your business. Surround yourself with people that care about you and believe in you, even if it's just one person, because that's really all that matters.
Great advice.
Yeah, I have sometimes.
We'll have to listen back.
I'm going to listen back to this like, God damn, she's so smart.
Freaking smart.
So smart. She curses a lot.
Yeah, it's fucking overrated.
Yeah.
All right. Last question. If if somebody was thinking about,
Don't do it. I'm just kidding.
yeah, don't do it. Go back to the dark side. If somebody was thinking about taking a step entrepreneurially or, what have you, what is one step that you wish somebody would have said, do this first?
Stop drinking. I'm not even joking.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not even joking.
As we sit here now.
I love enjoying a cocktail with friends.
Mm-hmm.
I love bourbon. I love the story that bourbon tells. But if you are going to put all of you into something,
Mm-hmm.
you have to have a clear head. You have to be prepared for sleepless nights. And anything you can do to make it a little bit easier on yourself. Alcohol is not the thing.
Yeah.
So you get invited to go out to all of these networking events. You think that you need to buddy up with so-and-so. And of course, yeah, I know you can go to networking events and not drink, but let's be fair. So whether it's alcohol or any other substance, whatever you can do to clear your mind and your body and just, to use a super fun buzzword right now, optimize your health and your brain to lock it in, that's what you need to do. I wish someone had just looked at me and said, just take 6 months and cut all the bullshit, not bullshit, excuse me, because that's not fair, but cut the unnecessary stuff out, whether that's relationships or substances, and just lock in.
Yeah.
I think more people need to say that, because substances, right? They help you forget the suffering.
Yes.
We need to suffer a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't dull the pain.
Which we need to do all the time.
I love bourbon.
Well, and yeah, we don't need to go down that road because we could talk about the love of all things holy.
My boyfriend fell in love with me because when we first went out and we were at the bar to order something to drink, and he pointed to me as, hey, go order whatever you want. He expected me to order a Cosmopolitan, and I ordered a Guinness. So,
And he goes, this one I'm holding on to.
yeah, he's like, that one.
It's funny, when Christine and I go out, she's a bourbon person. She loves old fashions, and she likes all different kinds of old fashions, and I usually make them at home for her and different types and whatever. We'll go someplace, and you know how you order from the waiter or waitress, and then somebody else brings the drinks. So she always gets some type of old fashioned or something like that, and I'm usually some foofy pink thing. And they come and and it's oh no, other way. It's so.
Oh, breweries, craft breweries, where you get to write down on a flight in your own handwriting, where they always mix up me and Justin's because he has nice handwriting. I, pun intended, looks like I've had a stroke.
I think you had two. So, hey, well, Kate.
Jizz.
I really appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate you.
Our glasses are empty.
Yeah. You're really good at this.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I very much appreciate
You're
it.
really good. I don't talk to people like this.
Oh. Well, this is gold, people. This is gold. Where can people find you?
On every single social media under Kate Mayeski, Mayeski. YouTube is where I've got the long form content, and then LinkedIn is mostly professional, but a little personality. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok is still a mystery. I'm on it, and Snapchat and the other stuff that's coming. I just can't. I'm the millennial that resisted social forever, but if I can get good at it, anyone can get good at it. So
I've resisted Snapchat. I'm on TikTok now, but
you're on what?
And I'm not good at it, and I don't think I've posted on there in a month. So yeah. Anyways, well, it has been awesome. We have drank out of these wonderful glasses, and you will get one. I just don't have yours with me today, but you will get one that has your name on it. I will hunt you down, and then you can drink your bourbon out of it. So I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. This is Kate Mayeski, and I went above and beyond. Stories we share beyond the fairways, friendships grow in APN's embrace, opportunities flow. No happy talking, just real deals, authentic connections, the kind that heals. From Palm Springs to Pine Top Grace, APN's network spans every place. Above Par Network, we're going above and beyond, reaching new heights in networking realms.
work, we truly thrive.
Like, share, and subscribe to Above and Beyond, where excellence meets elevation. Elevate your mindset, one episode at a time.